What's up YouTube? It's Youth Music TV here today with another album review for yet again another album that is not out yet. This album comes out next Friday, the 23rd. It is the brand new full length from Born of Osiris called Soul Sphere. I've always been a huge fan of Born of Osiris ever since their debut in 2007 called The New Reign. After that, they released 3 full lengths. This new one, Soul Sphere, is their 4th, and each one I was a huge fan of. Just their overall sound I've always loved. Just the way they work together is hard to find in any other band. I mean, they lived together. Do you remember their cribs?
How dare you interrupt me while I'm conjuring spirits?
Over the years, I've become more and more fond of them, and this album just expands my love for this band even more. Beginning with the first track called The Other Half of Me, it really has sort of a sci-fi, almost X-Files type sound, but it also has their signature sound that is found throughout all their other albums. It really just blends and mingles all the sound that they've used throughout the other ones and just makes it full blast in this one. Throughout the entire album, there is not a song on this thing that I don't think I like, but we're moving on to all of them. Lead vocalist Ronnie Canzano and keyboardist slash vocalist Joe Burris, they really work together to the max on this album. Bring me to the next song, Throw Me to the Jungle, which they go back and forth this entire track. It works in this song as well as many others. And I just really like how they just worked off of each other in this one more than the other albums that they've done. Keyboardist slash vocalist Joe Burris really, I think, is the highlight of this album. All the keyboard elements and synth that he's had in the past albums, he upped his game a lot and just really shined through on this album. In every single song, he pretty much just made this album epic as fuck. One of the most underrated drummers, in my opinion, is Born of Osiris' drummer, Cameron Loesch, which he has been great in every album, just like the keyboardist. Everybody, alright, fuck it, everybody up their game in this shit, and I don't know why I'm beating around the bush. Cameron destroys it on tracks such as The Composer and The Sleeping and the Dead. Guitarist Lee McKinley, which handles all the guitar work in this album, kills it in songs like Goddess of the Dawn and Rivers of North and Freefall. Just his guitar work in those really shine through the most, but he's great on the entire thing. But those 3 in particular, as far as guitar, are my favorite. Things that really surprised me here in this album were this song, The Louder the Sound, the More We All Believe, almost has like a crabcore kind of aspect. It really starts almost like a attack song with the keyboard. It's rather weird, and I really didn't see it coming. But the entire song structuring of this really is just like chuggy breakdowns, which is, I don't know, it reminded me of like an attack type structuring, which was really weird coming from them. But like the structuring on that song, the structuring of every song, because of all the instrumentation and drummer Cameron, he really makes this album really unpredictable. He throws blast beats in places you didn't think they would go. Just try and tap along and you'll get lost. Overall, I'm gonna give this album a 5 out of 5, a big ass 5 out of 5. I love what they did. They said when they released the first single, Throw Me to the Jungle, that they're gonna go back to the roots a little bit on this one, and that they did. With songs like Resilient, I'm sorry, I drew a blank there for a second. It really reminded me of the work that they did on A Higher Place, which was their first full length. Just the structuring and how it was written, and just, that's probably, the whole album's heavy, but that's probably the heaviest track on this as far as, like, the tempo of it is just really upbeat, and it just is full force in your face. So if you're really into their debut album, A Higher Place, then check that song out. Also, Illuminate also reminds me of a lot of stuff that they did on the Discovery. So they really did get back to the roots, and I really like that. I've liked everything they've done, so there was no surprise that I would love this one, and I may like it more than any of the past work that they did. So if you guys end up watching this, great job. Youth Music TV gives you 5 out of 5 stars, and we can hope you continue to make such great music. As for all of you, I would love if you hit the like and subscribe button, and let us know in the comments if you've heard this album yet. And if you haven't, let us know if we've intrigued you to really check it out when it comes out. Also, let us know in the comments of any other reviews you'd like us to do. Little heads up, I already know the next one I'm going to do. It's going to be the new Plot New album that was released today. It's really good. That's all I'm going to say for now, but I'll get into that for the next review. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.